You big.
Hilda being picked up here.
It's the
body.
body.
Again, it's one of those picks that just gets put in the hands of JP, and he somehow makes it work really, really well. But you have a Hilda paired up with a Jushin already. It's going to be annoying for 𝐖𝐞𝐞𝐬𝐭𝐞 to basically deal with.
Yep. This
Now,
makes it difficult because Hylos is good against the Hilda, but then Jushin is good against the Hylos.
Yep.
So the way that they're complementing each other is that
whoever
whoever wants to beat up the other can carry that burden. So they go for the show here. 𝐖𝐞𝐞𝐬𝐭𝐞. Did they pick up the Farsa? Or do they want to have something else?
Farsa Cho, Claude. And then there's the YSS. Makes sense. You don't have to change too much. It's easy. Still what they want to do. Yeah, I'm wondering what this will mean then for the jungle and Han. Like, does he just lean towards the Guinevere in this match unless it's going to be banned now?
As long as they ban Lapu and Arlet, I'm happy.
YG.
But actually, even Alice could be scary. But maybe you can fight that still. I feel like Arlet and Lapu. I feel like Sanford can just 1v5 against the draft that YG has.
Slow now,
Okay.
So for YG right now, what other approach do you want to go for, right? Because they banned out the Harith last game. Now with the Claude already and the Farsa, you still want to ban out the Harith. They had Granger and Farsa last game, and they still ended up banning the Harith. They still banned Ruby, and this is the same path, right? Ruby, Harith, but then the TL.
Hello, សួស្ដីទាំងអស់គ្នា
So
សួស្ដី guys សួស្ដី
I would ban Lapu.
Ban Lapu?
Yeah.
That
I mean,
makes
like, I
sense.
don't know about you guys, but I would not want to deal with Sanford's Lapu
យូ
when
ស
I
ង
have
គួរ
a
តែ ban
Farsa.
យូសងមិនគួរឲ្យ Sanford លេងទេ good ban
If I'm
Lance
gonna
Lord
get
គួរ
an
ban
assassin
ដូច
for
គ្នា
this
មិន
game,
គួរ
because
ឲ្យ
they
ខា
already
TC
banned
លេងទេ
maybe they're
ចុយណា
forced
ហ្គេម
to pick up
ឲ្យលេង
something.
Susin ណា Susin ឡើង
If
ខ្
they
លាំង
want to
វើយ
use the then I can see letting go of the Lapu.
Susin ឡើងវាល្អមកហើយរហ្នឹងឡើយ
Alright, let's see what
I'm
they
so
decide
sad
here
you
for this
stupid
last
don't
round.
sad ប៉ុណ្ណា
Yeah, I guess
please
Sora would
watch
be the
Sanford
safest.
play
That's
experience
the
land
thing though, like with the way the meta's
when
been
you
going
pro
and
experience
we've
land
seen there's so
you
many good
will
options to go ahead and ban out, pick
have
up, go for
everything
the Sora,
okay sad bot
so they don't
you
have
will
to
have
deal with that.
the
Again,
girlfriend
Sora providing a lot
pretty
of the crowd control setup.
you will have
Will
money
take
a lot
for the
eh
most part, but it will be a Granger now.
Granger
picked up
អូ
for
ហាប់ចង់អូហាប់
TL.
លេង Granger ទៀតហើយ
Going in the hands of OHAB here.
Yeah, I mean,
អូហាប់នេះ Granger ដូច B ក្នុងណា Granger អូ
Sora
ហាប់
was
នេះ
just too much for 𝐖𝐞𝐞𝐬𝐭𝐞.
ហើយ JP នេះហៀតាក៏
It's
អែ
such
ម
a
ណា
safe pick,
JP
on
នេះ
top of the fact that it's a very good
ញ៉ាំបាយនៅបងញ៉ាំ
initiator,
ហើយ
does
អើយ
everything
ប្រហែលញ៉ាំ
really
ហើយ
well. Good damage as well. So
It's
𝐖𝐞𝐞𝐬𝐭
good
is taken
damage.
away, and I think this is much more.
អូខ្ញុំចាំតិចនេះខ្ញុំបាក់
It's much easier to deal with the Granger, especially because you already have the Claude. Now, how do you build
តោះគ្នាយើងដាក់អេមអេម
of the composition? Now, I would say more tanky boys, but
មិនមានការពេក Queen នេះវា Alord oh my
it's the
god
Queen Arlet.
Alord Queen វា
Arlet
បា
is 3 times big 100% win rate, and Gwyn is 3 times big
Glue.
with 0% win rate.
អូអាត្រានេះត្រា
Now
នេះ
the
ខ្វិតនេះ
glue gets picked up
អា
here.
ត្រានេះត្រានេះខ្វិតសិនយោ
I mean, YG they have much more.
ត្រានេះ
field.
ត្រា
They got a
champion
lot
រហូត
more stuns,
អត់ champion គឺ Sanford ត្រា
knockouts,
លេង glue នៅ last pick រហូត
swipes.
glue នេះគឺជា signature រ
They have a
Sanford មួយ
lot
ដែរមិនអាចមើលរំលងបានទេ
Good setup potential, but also
Sanford គឺលេង glue
things that
ខ្លាំង
could
មែន
go
តើ
against
សូម្បី
them,
ប៉ា
I feel like,
SOG
with
អាកា
this
អូយ
lineup, and
អត់មិនស៊ីក៏
that's just
Sanford នឹងធ្វើបាន
crazy
ល្អ
that
ដែរ glue
that's the statistic, man.
glue
Guinevere
អត់nói មែន
0
តើ glue
wins.
ខ្លាំងណាស់ glue អា
By the way, I think
Sanford
today is
ខ្លាំង
Coach Ark's birthday, so hey, happy birthday.
យ៉ា
Coach
ឡើង
Ark.
បាយជាគ្មានអូននៅក្បែរអូខេអង់គ្លីសបងខ្លាំងពេកហើយ
in the knockout stage.
ចូលមកដល់នេះអង់គ្លីសមកពីតកៅដែរណា
And celebrate his birthday.
Yeah, he can have.
មិនចឹងហី
Nice padang. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Team Liquid now with match point.
ឡងតែតាមឡឡសួស្ដីបដាតោះគ្នាយើងអរគុណគ្នាយើងសម្រាប់ជួយ share live stream share live stream អ្នកមួយមកអ្នក
We'll join the
អរគុណ
knockout
ទុកជាមួយ
stage.
អរគុណទុកជាមួយគ្នាយើង
Welcome to the
share
line
live
of
stream
dawn
អ្នក
where
មួយ
again
មក guys
TL is looking pretty good to win
ជួយ
this.
share ចូលគ្រប់ game ម្នាក់មួយមកនេះ
Again, with this too,
អរគុណច្រើនអរគុណច្រើន
this time you can see, you get a little preview of Sanford just having a good time there. He's going to bring out the
លេង
glow
ហ្គេ
this
ម
time,
កា
or should I
សា
say
មួយ
Patrick.
YG នេះគឺមកពីមីយ៉ាន់ម៉ានេះយើង team មកពីមីយ៉ាន់ម៉ា
This kind of still
That's
goes to
my
what
man,
we talked
YG.
about in the last draft, you know. The glue provides you an opportunity.
Hello brother hello សុផាន់ណាស់ hello brother
As soon as I say it, man, the glue provides you the opportunity to go ahead
invite មួយ
and
ប្រៃ
play that front line if you have to. You can still utilize Hilda, JP there. So I feel it's going to be a bit of a nuisance to deal with for 𝐖𝐞𝐞𝐬𝐭 and not getting kind of zoned out from their own entry points when it comes to the objectives. But it's even going to be tougher for Blink,
3 មួយ
I
សាច់
feel like, on this
សាច់
Cho to make work.
សាច់ Hack.
They're able to steal it
Đánh
away.
phi trang gõ bạn.
And look at the
Ngon
instant
ai tụi
rotation
nó
from
bị buôn lên
Sanford
mà.
to stop the invade from happening from Han, dude. He goes and like maneuvers there, so it's like, hey, don't do it.
Yeah, you don't catch out with Patrick, you know.
Yeah.
Đánh cho
See,
sao vậy?
Patrick is like, okay, you know
Lô
what?
bắn đi, lô xịn quay ba này. Yeah, man, nè. So good á.
That's actually pretty solid.
Ở đây
but
có
I'm
bị
not
nó là
gonna
về
give
bốn
it.
ba này, nhưng
For
xin
you, hey, I
trang gõ
know
đánh phi là
that's
này.
your type of joke, but like,
That is
come
my
on.
type of
Style nó
joke.
trang gõ phi nè, nó style quanh này, nó style hơi của mình này. Hơi của mình còn xa lên trang gõ lên từ lối bật kê mà đóng
It was
phi.
either a 6 or a 7.
Yeah.
Style năng em mình cái dân lên trang gõ cua nè, tại lên farm chẳng.
Nice to control this. What is
Nhưng mà
wrong
đằng này
with
nè mơ
you?
ra nhưng cũng làm mọi lên đang miên là cây chơi lên trang gõ là biết.
I'm letting you
Chẳng
guys
là ta bảo farm chẳng.
take it from here.
Vì nhóm tầm
man,
nó
you
đi
know?
mà nó farm chẳng lo.
Just take the reins.
Lỗ
man.
mấy nè,
You're
lỗ
a
snap kia
teacher.
mình thấy nè.
Just take the
Vì chuyện đấy nhá, vì
reins.
chuyện này nhớ lì.
All right, going back to this. Turtle's gonna be up here. You can see the scouting happening. JP's doing his
Nó
thing.
sẽ
but
vô
it's
quay
gonna
này nè,
be
mà hai
full
sai cái
command
gì mày đi
full
sai
from
sai.
the Yangon Galacticos. I don't know. They should be okay to contest this, but it looks like they might not even go for it.
Con cho nó chế phi môi. Đại chế phi môi bạc phơ bạc.
Over to Ying. Sanji with the pickup though. Sanford's right there, and Carl goes
Uh-huh.
and found a shot.
Tụi
Great
muối,
land,
anh
and
cha
that
con
mounts
muối.
it as
Đại
well.
chùm
Carl
ra.
getting a kill. Sanford brings Ying back, and it
Ôi,
is
cái lũ anh
another
nói nè,
for
nó
Carl
ơi.
Teasy.
I'm sorry, but that was a big mistake.
Yeah.
Bị
Because
kill
he
cho
used
khá
the
tí
pivot
gì bà đấy.
strike when no one was in range, having to cancel it immediately and
Ủa,
then
nó
join
bán
the fight.
screen chứ.
That's an early blunder, but that gave Team
Bà
Liquid
lên ô
about
hẹp môi
1,000
này.
gold at this point.
Man, it also gave Carl TZ 2 kills, just like last time.
Trời ơi, nhưng thằng này đây cái đinh nhau à, cái lũ skin nó của tụi nó sai chơi.
That is
Cái lũ skin nó lỗ mơ chơi. Gì mà đã.
Patrick. Yeah. Honestly, the very best.
Xì vô lên, nó xì vô lên sai, bao bỏ chưa? Xì vô lên sai.
Actually, it is. It is the best kid.
Why don't we should actually have a fandom vote for that?
I don't care how.
Thôi lấy
different
số
these
xin
kids
đi
are
đây,
looking
nói
like.
nha, số xin đi.
Patrick.
Blink is angry. They used a lot.
What?
Almost everything in the kitchen sink.
Oh my god, guys!
Everything.
Ôi, chú đi, phải. Làm phía rồi, nhông chú đi.
We're gonna give.
Chạy lên, chạy lên, chạy lên, chạy lên, bling.
It's kind of like double tapping, you know?
It's
Holy
the
shit.
it's the typical.
What a
kill
flick
streak.
to ra.
That's basically what it is. And it,
Crazy
you know
chung.
what is unfortunate?
Crazy
There's so
mong.
many gold laners right now.
Ôi, ôi, tí
It
mũi
gives the
tôi.
same energy as
Chúng tôi
5
căng này.
sky piercers.
Goal laner in 2026, man.
Yeah. Hey, they had
Chú
their
chạy
time,
lên, chú chạy
let's
lên.
be honest. Like gold laners had their time.
Yeah.
Whose time is it now? XP.
I think it's
Còn chả một mơ chú bốc xì
Yeah.
pri đấy.
XP.
Yeah.
Chú bốc xì pri mình chốt chả nặng hết vậy.
I would say it's mid if there's more cool heroes to use.
Oh, you
Ở
mean
đây
in terms of
farm
meta?
tích tôi. Ở
Yeah,
đây
Force
tâm
I
lịch.
think are cool.
Khao tí gì là bạn
Obviously,
phải vào
like
đây.
Xavier.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Ow. Well, part of that is
Nhìn
just
xin miếng thế là
for
kèm đi, bóng ôn nhỉ.
that too.
Tè mũi chạy.
Sash.
Ui, combo.
We're still there surviving, so.
And look at how spooky he looks.
Yeah, he's pretty zany, man.
That's why he's the best kid.
Yeah, there's not too much you can do about that, man. You use that many
À,
resources to
cho
go
được
for
thọt
a
ba này
kill,
mình
you
số
don't
xin
get
không
it.
à.
Oh.
JP will go ahead and
Cho
flick
cái
around.
số
This
xin
is gonna
bắn
be
bầy.
an objective though, another one. And hands
Đi
up
được
like
thọt
the-
thì pi vào đây.
What do you do? This team
Một,
is just
đi được thọt thì pi.
I'm honestly.
Sanchi đi số xin ló nữa, con trai mà đâu giảm tao xem.
Sanford with the flicker in as well. The slap. That was JP.
Dinh.
Spatial migration.
One
No
way,
valid
one
record
way.
this time around. Carl Teasy
Oh,
gonna be able
bye.
to actually get out. Traces it forward.
Ah,
And
ngua
gets the
bạt.
kill. Can he juke around?
Ôi,
No,
góc
he
khá lên.
cannot. Lina
Shut down, shut
gets
down,
a
shut down.
shutdown at least.
Okay, good for Lena to at least get the shutdown on Carl Teasy. Good pressure up there too. That wave's gonna be cut up top.
Wow, số xin này nói à.
TL will continue
Con
to
con
just go
ơi.
ahead and
Ơi.
knock down some of
Xón
these
tin
turrets
rạp,
if
học
they
được xem là
can,
con
but
trai
there's
ấy
a
đọc
fight
xem.
for Yangon Galacticos. You look at this once again. a little bit
Mạ
more
lên rồi, mạ lên,
difficult
cái đá
players
mạ lên,
going
tên
to
nhà
go
số
ahead
xin
and get
mạ
things
lên.
set up around the map, but
Phía
I
bật
would like
về
to see
hơi
them
liền.
start contesting some of the objectives unless the game plan for them is just to kind of wait. It's not really in their favor, even though they have set up potential between the Arlot and
Hai game này
the
club
Khan
yên
here.
vậy bán này game này.
It seems like they just want to go ahead and scale up, farm up, let Stitch
Còn nè,
get
club nó hơi
that
lý cái farm để tranh cái đánh
Trinity
chơi
that
mình này.
we see so
Cái
often
đánh
with
chơi
the
farm
Khans
ăn
and
chở nhỉ.
a reason why it's first pick, especially over on this blue side.
By the way, gentlemen, you know what the draft from
Young
Twitter
God.
reminds me of? Hold on.
Ní
I think
farm
that's-
lươn chơi không?
That's a pure fan that comes to Beacon, though.
Yeah.
What's it remind you of?
It reminds me of MSC 2025. Right? The
Nó hơi farm lươn này.
The Hilda, the Granger, brings me back.
Bù mua chạy bẹt ra
The
bạn.
counter to Club is just to throw
Ui.
Hilda at him. Oh my God, that hurts.
เฮียด่าเลย
I mean, like Yango Galactic
Bắt cua
almost
bài
acing
lên,
on
như
all,
nào là
on
nói à.
all fronts.
Yeah. Dude, JP just doesn't stop, huh?
That's what I was saying, man, with the Hilda.
Stop.
một mũi một phi ôi chọc nó rồi
Look, he's taking the turret for fun.
ด่าบุญไว้ดิเนี่ยจับดามด่าบุญเธอบ้ามโกแลนดิเนี่ย
I like that.
อ่ะสไตล์นึงสไตล์บอกทีมเด็กฟิตว่าสไตล์
Yeah.
เนี่ยเอ้พี่มาเคลียร์แลนโกแลนมวยโกแลนไปโกแลน
For
อ่ะสไตล์นึงสไตล์เธอบ้ามโกแลน
Johnson?
what about Cho? Yeah, Cho's fine.
Yeah, Cho's fun. But you gotta
Peace,
have like,
man,
this,
white
you know,
manning.
with Hilda, you just like run towards
Yeah, you
people.
can turn off your brain and just go.
For me, Grok is fun.
That's
Grok
Grok
is
is
very
fun.
โอ้ย
Yeah.
Blink.
โอ้ยโย
Oh,
ย
Sanji doesn't have Purify this time around.
Ooh.
He's trying to flick a combo into the Predator. Airstrike Lina. And
What
Blink,
the
that combination
fuck?
again. Lethal, but Oheb
Holy
tries
shit.
his best to land those shots and Stitch.
อุ้ย
Zones him
โอ้
away.
แม่
Alright, good follow through, but still, this turtle with the numbers advantage, can they even contest it? It looks like Carl Teasy just gonna go start it up.
เดี๋ยว
They
มวย
wanna
โอ้
go
โล
for
โอ้
it.
ตีมวยเนี่ยนั่ง
He's
ใส่กลายนั่งใส่
down now as JP tries to soda to the back line.
Oh,
Carl
wait.
jumps him with a mountain shocker.
Oh,
Stitch
oh,
blazing
oh,
right on to
oh,
Carl. He gets a double. JP gonna be caught.
Yeah, mate, yeah, mate, yeah, mate.
Trying to
Knock
counter
away.
away as Blink walks up.
Say,
Chico
you are
Bill able
JP,
to
wait,
knock him
man.
down, and that's the vengeance resetting. Ying diving all the way back. Oh,
oh.
JP in the push, staying alive. Sanji pulls Ying back, but there's no damage.
วัว
Oh,
ก้นละก้นเลยสมัยนั้นเอ้ยสมัยเอาก้นละก้นละก้นสมัยมวยตะลาไปเอาก้น
Dude,
นั้น
they're
แต่
gonna
ชู
try
ส
to
มัย
delay it though, if they can.
แต่ชู
Oheb
แต่
gets
ชู
a
มาได้
kill
สมัย
here
ไป
and
มวย
by
ตะลา
BGGs. Yangon has to
จอยกับทอไม่ใช่ทอลิควิดเหรอ
Dragon Oak's gonna go for it as well. And it is him who
that's all he
cleans
did, man.
it. Sanji purifies out. Feathered Airstrike almost taking him down. Perfect turtle for Team Liquid, despite all that.
Oh
Ako na,
my
kon- ako
goodness,
sila
Oheb
mo na, Zed.
got
Top
the
side na, kon
turtles.
sila.
3-3 to Team Liquid, but at least Yangon
Alo,
Galacticos
Chilling, alo,
was able to go
Chilling.
ahead and get a couple kills over here. Stitcher's scaling
Ai là
up
thôi
really
cái này
nicely
chơi đó
at
mình.
this point. He's nearing that Trinity, should be anyway. You could see the damage the Blaze were doing
tụi
had,
bay là
but
thôi
still,
cái
it's
nè,
more
chối
so
nè.
being able to find those right moments.
Man,
And the
chơi
final
được
slash can change the tide of
À
some
cái này
of
chơi
these
đạo
fights
bay
here.
nữa đây.
And you see now for TL, they go ahead and shift to their focus, put pressure on that bottom side. There's good pressure up here by YG to get that tier 1 up. They need to start opening up the map. Whoa!
จีคลอนมวยฉาก
Go for the mount down. Stitch could disengage. He still goes for
Từ
it.
bạt
And the
bạc
break.
cái đó
Oh
Mà nổ nghe
my,
cái
this
lỗ
is
ơi.
Patrick.
Oh, he's going for
Tạo
more.
môn, tạo bi.
He's just gonna eat the feather airstrikes. Doesn't care at all.
มาตอนคลอดมาnó rồi bên kia là xịt cái lại năng à Ê,
Pull
slow
and bring him back to.
bao
This
nhiêu
is
bị cho
a
bao đi thằng
tough
cái
scene.
man
This is now what,
nhiên
the
rồi nè
second glue game
còn
today
quay
that
bán
we've
slot
seen
cho bao tam này
where teams
Bảo
just
bán
kind of
slot
struggle dealing with him. I mean, look at the build that he's going with too. Radiant armor, got the cursed helmet, just helps him clear a little bit faster, but it's just tough, man. It's tough to deal with when you've got him all over this place.
tạo 4
and this is
lại
tough
như này nó
because Yangon Galacticos they really
cái này cho
need
miên đi
stage
cái này
two
cho
as
tôi
well.
miên sky bị sơ kìa
Lina
con đấy
has a lot of damage, but
Yeah.
there's plenty of ways for Team Liquid to deal with Lina.
YG ní
If
lỗ
Stitch
ra
is
nè
having
cũng
a
lấy
good
sai
time,
nè
they
mà
have
nhìn
a
nè nè
chance. If not, great.
Oh, blink.
từ chỗ bạn
Oh, the Crimson Beacon and
Ủa,
Lancerfire is
ủa?
in range. The glowing one tick. Oh, someone. Okay. He gets away. Sanford. Oh my God. This time
Đập
on
cho đi nè
Lina.
mũi
The final slash lands
flick
on
flick.
3, but TL don't care.
They don't care. They'll take the
Give me
purple.
that.
They hold down that mid still. They're utilizing a lot, man.
à chúng mua nhông kho ai ô con valid valid
Yeah,
valid
yeah,
valid
it is the best skin.
ô con ở con cho nó
Because it's one of those skins that hits you emotionally.
Yeah.
Oh, it's you.
ôi con cái lú mày cái váy à
Oh,
It's you that much, I guess. That's everything used on Sanford. He's still able to
Woo!
what?
No.
How is he still there? And he jumps and mounts him. Sanford, how did that just happen?
oh my
Called out
god
with the traceless JP. Flickers in and get a shutdown. And now it's Han. Sanji with the Crimson Beacon. Han is going to accept his fate.
trời mày cái lú
my God. First off,
That's
how did-
emotional
Wow,
damage.
that's a
That is emotional damage, but then I think it was the Lord that killed him.
Look at him.
As you can see,
He's
the
beat up.
fuck
he
lú
is Patrick. But what a wipeout from TL.
How? Look at him. No, Patrick. Wake up.
ui
It's like, hey, you did good, man.
có
You
chắc
did
lú
good.
nó mà chỉ co bán
Hit
bánh
him
phà
with
rồi
HP.
What?
Dude,
Then
you
you
should have
couldn't
died much faster.
You could not have asked for a better setup for YG.
ôi
there.
con ra nó
Yeah,
con
there's
phải mà
No,
được tên đi
that
con
was
ra
actually perfect
Vậy là
for
cái nó
YG.
con.
Sanford said, it's alright.
I'm
คนจ้า
passing.
มาเด้อแบบมาสนใจ thank you so much
I'm
thank you
gonna
thank you
gather all the energy to get some HP back, and then get on top of you.
อย่ามวยชัด
Oh,
โอเคตรวจมวยคิกมวย yes
Dragging over on JP.
Your JP, what?
As well, 2-man immobilized now as he goes for the mount there.
Oh.
Again, JP
On
this
walk in.
time. Every
ยอด
okay.
ทำฟอดโอเค nice
At least there's one. Patrick, no.
ทำไมโลพี่
they
ด่าเรีย
traded
กไม่
there, but even JP surviving all of these, man.
Dude, talk about triggering your opponents. If you want to know how to
แต่
make
ว่าให้รอเนี่ย
your opponents tilt a bit, plot
รอ
armor.
ไปใช่
Use something like, hey,
รอรู้นี่
Patrick!
เนาะ
No, Patrick! Oh, poor Patrick, man. Oh, Vinuya.
Oh man, Lord
What a skin.
down
ต
the
ก
mid
มวย
lane
เลิฟ
on this tier 2. Bottom tier 2 is gonna fall as well. They still have the shields; those will pop here.
โอ้คอนทรามารินคอนทรามารินสระไปมุ้ยโดนแล้ว thank you so much มาเด้อ thank you
They've kind of gotta wait
ขอ
for
คอนทรา
that
มาริน
opportunity once
แบบ
again.
มุ้ยโดนแล้วมาเด้อ
With
thank
all
you
of
so much
that,
นะ
Yakun Galacticos buys himself
คุณ
some
บอล
time
ต้องไป
staying
รอ
in
นะ
this
ฮะเตรียม
game.
รายการโจกรวินตีชวนปอยในรีสไลน์จ่าย
Item at check
ไอ้
here.
พวกกระดอกการเรื่องม่วง
Quite the difference across the lanes except mid. Oh, look at this, man.
How
Even
do
the
we think
cameraman
this?
knows.
ว่าสกินหนึ่งรอมือใจ
Look at Carl.
Sanford's really having fun. Yeah, Carl.
Hey,
สกินหนึ่งรอมือนี่ยัง
you know what? TL knows how to sell skins.
Yeah, they
Oh,
did.
oh, in the bad.
My lord.
It'll
คอน
never
ทรา
go.
คอนทราสุดที่แรกสำหรับบุญเซ่นะคอนทรา
You
ได้
could be in the grand finals at some point, and you're still gonna have the same reactions, man.
ไงนั่งอะไรเล่นแกมตีไอ้บ้องยังไงเมื่อกูนี่เล่นกันนี่ยัง
Please,
They don't need
อะไร
to.
ยังจับกูนี่ยังเมื่อสี่อยู่เลยฉันยังมาต้องการเมื่อสี่อยู่เลย
Buff
เนี่ย
him, he will
เดี๋ยว
get
ตาม
bad,
ตัว
and you just don't see it.
Yeah, no, the thing is, right? If you see Patrick all the time, you see him
พรำดูแล้วไฟโดลายังไม่กำไรจอการกินยองปอง
This is great,
ใส่แกมัน
but something about cartoons. It tickles your
Nostalgia.
humorous bone.
But like,
Oh my
it's
God.
just Patrick. No, the SpongeBob one is
ไม่
like,
กดไฟโดลา guys
Yeah, the
เอาคนจรามาได้สามใบแซ่เนี่ยคนจรา
That could be, future collaborations. That could be fun. Could be pretty fun.
โอ้คนจรามาได้พาลินสามมวยแซ่เนี่ยคนจรามาได้
What Yango Galacticos needs is more penetration. Because at
What
this point,
the
Nina
fuck, man?
is not enough. Because Nina can't
เอา
free
คน
hit.
จราสกเข่งส
So
ลับ
you
สา
really
มบุญ
need
แซ่
to
นะคน
for
จรา
Stitch to get the Olympic gun. And then
Oh
you're
my
in
god
I think even in
Look at
business,
this.
it's still like he goes win to nature.
All right. Oh, business is going to open a bit late.
Yeah.
ไฟโดลา
Two business days.
It's more so just
ប្រដា
finding
មិញកុំប្លេចចោការខ្ញុំបងមិញខ្ញុំលុកប្រដាឯងចេញកុំប្លេចចោវិញផង
they. It's
ចាំ
gotta
ឲ្យ
be a
កូនអូខេអូ
almost
ខេ
the
ប
same
ដា
thing as what happened last time, but they gotta kill Sanford. Like
អូកូនគ្នាយើងស្រាប់39សេនអូកូនអើយ
and then Oheb Carl just goes crazy.
or at
Brother,
least
ring
one-
gong serap
anybody,
pun saya nak
honestly,
kontra
they don't
dah.
have a final slash that can be good enough with the kick.
Honestly, I agree with you. It's just that, yeah.
បងស្លុកពួនវឹកស្មៅមែនចាស្លុក
Yeah,
ពួន
they're
3 ឆ្នាំ
not. Look at this.
He can go for the mount down now, spatial
He's
migration,
gonna
and the Final
make
Requiem. I don't know, man.
But that's
He can
Sanford.
still go for the mount down, and he does. With a crown from Han, Sanford all alone. Flickers out the safety.
Okay,
Crypto
okay.
Blink come down from
Okay,
Sanji
okay.
now.
អា
That's
ជួយគេ
Blink
បាន
catching the shots of
តែសើ
Oheb,
មួយឆាច់
who's on a killing spree, goes on
Oh,
stage.
you
Gets
gotta go.
Sonata. Ooh, free lord, by the way.
Dude, Sanford and JV are just unkillable at this point. Even
Yeah.
though, yes, they've died, but, at this point.
At this
ហើយណា
point.
ចាំ
There's
ចាំខ្ញុំបន្លាយខ្ញុំ
so
ចាំ
many
ខ្ញុំ
resources.
ឆាទៅសិនកូន
That whole time too, Carl Tees was just
One
getting the Lord. Oh,
No, no,
That's
no.
Brand.
Oh,
That's Sonata, the
Mega
Filipino sniper, finds the kill on Han.
oh, that is tough, man.
I do not want to see any
crazy
more
Ranger
Gwyn
man
Guinevere
Oh my
is
God.
not winning,
Ranger
man.
so crazy man guys
It'll be 0 and 5 after this if they lose.
The most
ឆក់
cursed
ចៃ
pick in an
សម្រាប់
M series
5
of
សេន
all
ហើយបើអ
time.
រគុណ
We
ច្រើន
might go to an
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
No way, that was a bit. Oh, but Oheb just walked away from it. Ying cannot get the final slash.
Anh Hao để
Now it's
quay
a
ra
last
nè.
player. Ying jumps over, finds
Ooh.
Avengers resets, but Carl
Ooh,
jumps
God.
in and there. It's gonna be him.
Hey.
Mounted Blink cannot
Bye-bye.
survive the damage. The Lord is already there. The base is wide open. Oheb gets a double. He'll go for the triple on Stitch. Up in the airstrike, almost takes it. On the ground and the immortality. Stitch walking back up with the BMI now. As Sanji's right there.
Hey,
Against
hey,
Sanford.
hey, hey.
Bounce him up. Oheb's gone like Han. Goes in for the Final Requiem. Oheb still survives. And Team Liquid make it to the knockout stage.
Team Liquid will be the second Filipino team to move on to the knockouts. And
អូ
Yango
កូនច្រើនកូនច្រើនដែរ
Galacticos
5សេន5សេន5សេនកូនច្រើនញ៉ាំ donation នេះអរគុណអរគុណ
as they
Con
go
phá lên, con
down
phá
to
lên,
face
bay
off
lên.
against the other teams.
Again,
Wow,
this
when
might
you saw-
be later than
Oh,
they
this is-
anticipated. But hey, it's not about a destination, it's about a journey. And they still get to the destination, so it's all good.
Có ta được 4 men ơi.
But
This
yeah,
was a dominant game though, man. I mean, from start to
Yeah.
finish,
Ui, nhưng mà lại nó sẵn bay rồi, nhông khá với sẵn bay mà.
dominant.
Chọn nó hàng lại đi.
suits him up. Oh,
Nè, lạc lọt.
Stitch.
Lạc
But
lọt.
the airstrike almost takes him down with a crown and the immortality. Stitch walking back up with the BMI now. Sanji's
Lạc.
right there, but again,
Ô, hoặc lại nè, lọt đi plờ.
cannot survive the damage. The Lord is already there.
Ui,
The
nè,
base is
nè,
wide
nè.
open. Oh,
Mà
and
khó đó
gets
đi,
into
mà khó đó.
trouble. He'll go
Ui,
for
quá
the
nhiều,
triple
quá
on
nhiều.
Stitch. But the airstrike almost takes him
Hey,
down
mình vô chiêu, mình
with a
bay
crown
xong.
and the immortality.
Ôi,
Stitch
nhập
walking
tao
back
bay.
up with the BMI now. Sanji's right there, but
Tao
again,
lại năng bạc.
Sanford bounce him up. Oheb's gone like Han. Goes in for the battle requiem. Oheb still survives. And Team Liquid make it to the knockout stage.
Ai sao cho có nó có cái vấn đề rồi này sao không chứ anh.
Will be the second
Mà nhưng
Filipino
mà xỉu.
team to move on to the knockouts, and Yangon Galacticos will have to try again.
Trời. Sử dụng ảo ra nè, bị chỉ thấy đợt. Anh ấy game game mùi.
ខ្ញុំការពារខ្លោងជាមួយ Levelin ដែលជារបាំងការ
Này sọp mùi mơ trên này cho
All is still open for Wadu.
Yep.
So is the Lapu Lapu that you might want to consider. That
nhỏ
other
man mơ đi,
the
nhỏ
far
man
side
mơ
of
chứ
your
nhưng mơ sạt
lineup.
mây đấy nhưng mơ
But you
sạt mây.
take out heroes
Ban mơ,
for
ban mơ mình tên vậy tam thuần.
instead.
I like it. At least for
Bây
Tizen,
giờ đây
he's
những
one
người
of
ở
the
đây
few
nó cái
coaches
lên
who
cho
are
ba
like,
này nè.
I've seen
Thấy
this
tới còn
man
ban
up
mơ
before.
game.
Wait a
Game play
second.
fully
So they get rid of
play.
the Granger, right, which is usually a natural comparison when you have Fredrins on your side, because you want to kind of snowball out of control with slow incremental leads that you get from lane, and then coming into
Okay,
the
một
mid
xí
game,
lên cái
that's
lý
when
á.
you can start to pop up. With the Gatot
Man
ban
mơ
on the
game
side
play
of
play men vậy
CFU,
tam thuần
which is
bật
honestly
hiền.
kind of interesting, but at the same time, they already showed their roam. This way,
Có
they
ngơ
know for a
máu
fact
mơ
that
đã lại
BGT
cu
must
dày dày.
win.
Wow.
Ở đây khoai trên
The question
episode
is,
này.
how do you set it without the Fredrin?
They seem to know who to target. It's really Sing.
Yeah, and
Phải
as
trả lên,
expected,
tại
the
vì
team with
tiếng
high
Loa đi
loss
trả.
is the last man for CFU.
À,
So
trả
the
lên
best
ông bảo
numbers
dân.
in terms of
Trả
the
lên ông bảo dân.
revitalize with are gone. Grox
Tại
gone
đây
as
nó bảo dân bị
well.
chỉ đô cái lĩa thôi chứ
Taking
cả
the
to
full views.
Why? They
What
could
are-
have just gone to like Uranus.
Nhưng mà
What are
ban
they
mơ đài
doing
nó này
after?
là dân mơ gọt này đi.
They already took away the
I mean,
carry.
Gà
They're
vô pơ với
denying
đi.
Arlet for
Arlet.
EXP.
Quạt là hàng đi, chi phí lý lộ rồi đó.
Honestly, Yuzhong does pretty okay in this matchup as long as you don't mess up level 2.
Or what are the other marksmen that are still available? Or is Sing gonna be forced to
Lạc
use
mày
a
thằng
fighter?
ha.
Because like, if it's fighter gold laners we're talking about,
Yeah, if they're
but
gonna.
that's gonna lack damage for.
Yeah.
Maybe.
At least with a very strong spell vamp, that kind of kit for the two side lanes, both EXP and gold, so that you funnel everything into the Kimmy as your main and only carry. But up against a
Carry,
Hayabusa
man.
and Farsa, that's going to be way too risky. You're going to need another carry to go
Yeah.
along with this. The Moskov makes the most sense to me,
There you go.
as you mentioned. Yeah,
Oh,
and the
Moskov
Lap
cool.
called it as well.
Yeah.
Cua
I
là
don't
cua
know.
lớn bạc
I
lấy nha.
think they really kind of locked
Cua là cái
themselves
khu
in.
đòn
They've
skill
already showed
dù
their
vậy
mid
là
trail,
cua
not
là
a lot
áo
of
tí
wiggle
khu
room
đòn
to
skill
kind
vô.
of adjust on the fly at this point. But at the very least, they didn't say,
À, lấy
you
cái
know
đòn
what,
pơ
we
với
want
chẳng
our
lọ
EXP
nhưng mà
laner
cua
to,
vậy mà.
to be shafted. We want to play towards the
Áo
goal.
tí là
No,
cua vô
they said,
vậy.
with
Tí
Lapo,
bay về.
we could contest. We could maybe disrupt that feathered airstrike,
Đang
and this
bị-
could create space for Sing to actually get to that Trinity fast.
Ngay cả một
So
cuốn
we're
mong
waiting
nhưng
for
mình đai mơ
Wactor.
hai con mình đai lên.
Raptor's hero. So not in a lot of revitalized heroes as you've previously
Bóng gà
mentioned.
vô, bón
They're
trôi
looking
vậy đó.
for
Holy
pickoff
shit, á.
heroes.
I know. Oh, Minotaur.
Xám mùi anh cho con.
There's still a healer. But you were saying
Dân rô à
about
con,
pickoff.
dân rô ơi
Control's
vậy
still
nè.
there. They want to match. They have decent burst. The Khalid. I was thinking of this earlier, but then I
Sáng
wasn't
mới
sure
bạn
if
dân
it
vô,
was
con
doing
đi
too well in the recent matches.
Well, I think at least for BGT's side,
Việc là chỉ bị
looking at
lên
their
me
lineup, I think their biggest problem is like if we don't move out of the lane first,
Yes.
we're gonna have a little bit of a problem. As much as we want a roamer who can actually pick off and set, so at least with Khalid, we have some form of
Rồi
counter
sử dụng ra
engage
đi áo
just
số
in case
rồi.
things go bad to set up for Farsa.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of burst damage
Áo
to
sử dụng ra đi
expect
số
just yet.
sọt nữa.
So the early game might not pose that much of a threat, and he could just keep on checking the bushes for his team. So I think
Còn đây bị
control, map control is going to be very crucial, considering that there are a lot of heroes from CFU who could just dive or jump in and look for the setups as well.
Early to late game potential, leaning heavily towards boost gate. The other departments in terms of survivability, controllability, that's where it evens out. But
interesting
Bóng
take
tung
for
bro.
these two.
Lái xì
In
vô
this
quật, lái
elimination
lái
match, remember you need to survive the series if you want to keep tournament hopes alive.
Let's see where this momentum is going to lean into. Who's going to tip the metronome first? CFU on the blue side facing up against Boost Gate Esports on the red. In terms of jungle starts, it's going to be Detective on his
mơ mới
purple buff, but
nó
we're
man
gonna
mơ
see where
mà
he
nó
is
mơ
by
thằng
on
bay
his
nó bỏ
purple
nó
as
man
well
mơ
as
còn nó
Vector
mơ này
already
sao
getting chunked down
chẳng
pretty low, and that's
kia lai cho bay dân mồm
Kimmy in the early
kia lấy gì em chọc
stages.
lăng
Yeah,
kia
just
đừng
when I
hay
said
dân mà
there
bữa
won't
sạc bay
be as much burst
ta để sao
damage,
man mơ
he
mình
just stood there in the mid lane,
Đang là
probably
tập
tanking
cái
a lot
số dân
of
là
the
con
basic
kia
attacks
dân
from
nó
OP, so that's quite unfortunate if you were to look at Boost
có
Gate
man mơ
Esports.
gameplay
But this is looking like a Lethal Wanderer initially going to
Ủa,
CFU's
Ivan
side. And they're
Và
just going to
thêm boost-
maintain this disciplined
boost
start
red
as
eSport nó
we're
lò
used to
rồi
seeing so
lò
far.
trang có kìa
Boxy.
trang có mà có lên lò đấy
He doesn't have his flicker, but he should be able to out-sustain it for now. His identity, having to use his Purify and Wings by Wings. All defensive spells have been taken out of the hands of CFU.
Very expensive
okay.
sim.
He's okay. Luckily that Quad Shadow didn't connect. He was like a pixel off.
Honestly, because of that early game CFU had, I don't think there's any reason for them to hold back as much anymore. So they could just play it out as aggressively as they want, but still with a bit more
Ball
caution
này chẳng lẽ bảo
because
bên
Skate
nhà
can
áp
turn
rồi.
things around.
Yeah, lots of thrills for both sides. You know how important the aggression is, while there are Master Assassins for both gold laners. And of course, as expected, it's going to be the fighter emblem set for the Claude.
Yeah, no, it just goes to show how mana hungry Sing needs to be on this Moskov to actually get good trades against the Claude. But now, going for the first contestant here on a very small objective. It looks like CFU have got the information that they need as they start moving down to hopefully unlock one. They get Exy, they punched him. Boxy underneath the turret, taking too many shots. Force the flicker out as Detective slows the back line of Wanker and Kazue.
Yeah, the enhanced basic attack latched onto the Phobius. That's why he got dragged under tower.
cái trang bài
Okay,
ban một
OP's already level 4 now, so they might want to go for this.
Con
They
trông
caught
quá
identity, forcing him to flicker away. His
Ôi,
Purify
mà
is
đâu
not back
phải
up. His
một
water
con
focus
này
forward,
mà
and Detective secures the first turtle of this game. Exy, don't go back in. They're just gonna walk.
Ủa,
They
thì
just
cái ban phải
need to
đến
walk
kìa em
away.
mua cái
Oh,
khẩu
he
dẫn
dunked
quá
it back in, hoping that Wacker is gonna get back into the fight. He gets on top of OP, but doesn't hit anything. Even with the Spear of Destruction, this could be an opportunity as he gets back in. Zing, getting a free assist. First blood going over to CFU.
Yep, there probably was a call right there. Oh, but they're still going for it. Does Exy survive this though? He's all alone.
Shouldn't survive it, but he's gonna try anyway. Detective
Drag
knocks him
it,
down
drag it.
just in time. 2-0. First 2 minutes and 50 seconds into the game.
I think that's a little bit over-eager by Boostgate to take fights like that, but hell, in the end, their Claude got some gold up top, but I don't think that's worth it.
Cái
Yeah,
mơ hai
there
men
was
bóng bóng nó
probably
thì men nắng nhưng mơ sạt quay ra để sang cho men mơ nhưng men mơ càng buồn
identity was there, Kazue was there,
này
every
men mơ
single
ấy
or
còn ấy đi nhưng mơ
almost
nó thì
all
quá
of their other members
Tại sao
were there,
anh
but
mơ
what
chẳng
they
tới
failed to
nhưng mơ
take into
xả mấy
account was the fact that they are against the Moskov, and Sing just waited for the perfect timing to go in and join that team fight which took place in the
Chả là
turtle.
cái lên
Yeah,
phải
I
hay
think you know the biggest
gameplay mà
problem is
cái
the fact that
mình
Exy, he's going for that full tank build, right? He's not looking to eventually build into that War Axe. He needs to just peel for his team, and that's great for Detective specifically, because as soon as he got that Dreadnought armor, he was taking no damage.
Thinking that maybe that
Nah,
also
tránh
could have
đi,
been
bỏ
the
sợ.
bait. Could that have been
Sai mà
part
gì
of the
lên,
planned
tránh đi.
identity?
Oh,
He's gone.
Yikes.
Can't do anything. No Purify, but Retribution was used by Detective, though.
đi rô luôn này
but
khơi nha nè
that's not gonna
Anh
stop
Haro
them
luôn
from
này khơi
just constant invading. RX there.
chào con trai
They might not
brother
go for this yet, but they're already looking to
mua
set
đồ
up.
lá
And
Oh.
it's
mấy
something
trăm
that
ngàn
you
nó
would
giống mày
expect from CFU, considering this
Cục
lead that they
chốt
already
sang
have.
tan.
I mean, we talked about it. This is the playstyle of CFU Gaming. They like to go fast. They like priority in the mid, set things up for Detective. And, of course, even back then in M6, it was Detective's Fredrin. Wait.
Purify luckily keeping him alive. RX having to use the Blazing Duet. At least Wacker is nearby just in case. And thankfully, this allows Cosway to get a buff for himself as now the turtle gets contested. They're posturing. Wait for it. Wacker, he's looking for an opportunity to try and steal this away, but it looks like Exy having to use his ult to get in the middle of the fight. Tsunami Slam as well into the Feather Airstrike, landing onto 3. They've lost 2. And now the Spirit of Destruction, no assist just yet as Boxy forced into an awkward position. The Oki Shadow kill is good, and Wadu manages to survive. A 2-for-1 trade in favor of CFU Gaming.
Fortunately, Boostgate still got something out of that because CFU Gaming and the plays that they go for prior objectives have been working so well. The fact that they took out the Purify from RX before they started that fight, and that Wadu was readily there with his bravest fighter just to ensure that the zone or the zoning for the space was created. seemed
Chẳng mà
or
cô chứ
almost
cứ dân
felt
thế.
like Boostgate
Thì đó là
Esports
chẳng
would
tức lệ
have
rồi.
had a hard time trying to contest. But fortunately, Kazue also found an opening, so it's
Nào,
not
bây
like
giờ
they
dân
didn't
chẳng
entirely
lẽ
get
nè.
nothing out of it. But this is still a gold lead that's continuously increasing in the hands of CFU.
I'm also
Ai bên
starting
đây
to
bả cho mày
see
thời
here
gian
the
dân xe nào.
potential of Boostgate
Dân
Esports
xe đó
finding
là
a big
final.
turnaround at around minute 8, minute 9.
Oh, okay. The Raging Sandstorm was committed. Now the
Wow.
Tsunami
Cái đó
Slice
là
the
cái
airstrike
gì?
does
Aggressive
get
man.
cancelled out. They can fully turn their attentions here. The taunt onto RX, but XT able to peel just in time. The Blazing Duet was good, and Moxie ends up dying as the Oki Shadow kills next to fall. Seeing alongside with Detective lost heal. Abrasive Wrath doesn't connect in time. Opie finds XT as RX takes out Detective. It is an even trade, 6-3, but CFU still hold on to that lead.
Renmar was just talking about it.
Yeah.
That turnaround play came a bit too early for Boostgate Esports here. Hold on, Sing.
Oh,
Ôi, Sinh.
Oh.
no!
Oh
He knew he
my
messed up.
god,
He knew he
Sinh.
messed up, and that Spirit of Destruction really
What?
just for
Sinh nó
hopefully
ra
connecting and
performance
making an
ban
outplay.
on.
I have to say though, props to RX. He went in at the perfect
Moscow.
timing. He knew that there was no knock up to come from boxing
Sinh bên
just
đây
yet
là
because he
performance
just
ban
used it
on.
and he
Chân
took
vì anh
that
mà hai
opportunity.
này phây
And
gì
everyone
đó.
else from Boostgate Esports
Người ta
followed.
sinh performance liền.
Now, we sit on this turtle once again.
Ah,
Exi is
sorry, Lord,
great,
man.
but Wadu jumping early with Bravest Fighter, allowing Exi to get into the middle of the fight. Now with the Numenov already out of the way, and the Feather Airstrike Detective takes the turtle. Purify already coming through. Boxy forced to run, flickers off. All ults being utilized, and you can see that Detective wasn't able to get in close for the Appraiser's Wrath.
Yeah, this might be a problem if you're now forced to use your skills as a Kalea to just cancel the entries of Boostgate rather than you looking for the setups yourselves.
Yeah, and I appreciate how both gold leaders have been very active in the map, of course, with RX rushing the DHS. It's very quick for Detective Wadu and Boxy to feel the pain that the Claude can dish out on them. Now Boostgate is eyeing the tower up top.
Boxy, he needs to cancel this. Oh, he doesn't have enough time. It's too late. Identity takes him out with a Feather Airstrike, as we already see the Pulse pulling him back. Is he gonna take it? Is he gonna take it? We're thinking about it. He does! And now XC in the middle of the fight. Reset after reset. As Identity is thinking he wants to get these contacts, but it's too late. It's already one down, and Identity soon to fall after. Can RX get his BMI back?
Yes!
Flicker into the Land Shatterer. Nicely played by Wadu.
Wadu coming in just in time.
Yeah, they held Wadu and Detective held the BMI too well. There was no way RX could have walked back to could have went back to that BMI, so he had no other choice but to walk. But Wadu, with the flicker still available, was able to catch him, and luckily, Identity didn't go down too. Oh wait,
I'm gonna try for another dive, and it's gonna be very successful, knowing that Wacker has nothing left, and they break open a tier 1. How far? Make a prediction here, Renmar. How much of a lead are they going to get off of this?
Oh, I think they can eventually swing this into a 4-5, closer to 5 later on. If they can keep expanding the presence that they have in the map, considering the mid tower as well, just quite even looking back at it, it's still very close in terms of the mid towers. I think they're going to have to eye out getting a little bit more river control, but I like how Wadu, hopefully CFP Gaming are talking about the Lapu Lapu as, hey, we're going to blow everything early, but can you save your bravest fighter for last? Because that's going to be the finisher to cap all fights.
because they have a different approach to team fights. Luckily, they have a lot of range. They have OP with the traction pulse. They have Boxy to potentially scout things out first if ever it's not entirely going to work for them. But now that you mentioned it, Wadu is something Boostgate or is someone Boostgate Esports has to pay attention to. I know XC is doing at least or somewhat the same job, but the thing is, he's going in first, and that's constantly has been able to find ways around to punish.
Yeah, I mean, look at the way that they're playing, right? CFU, in every single one of these neutral fights, they take the fight first and then the neutral after. They want to turn this into a no contest. Right now, they're not in a position to do so. They've already cracked a top tier 1, and Detective is going to start off the taunt onto XC's side, and now they instantly cancel out the Feather Airstrike as they jump back into the fight, moving away to try and make sure that the blood in the water is cleared up. Raging Sandstorm onto 3, followed by the Blazing Duet onto 2. Boxy is dead, and now Detective must hold. Albeit and Sing move back. A no contest turning a 3 into 1.
The Sharks get Whacked.
And what did Wachter do? Wait a minute! it! That was
Game
close!
đi mũi đi,
I've
game đi
seen
mũi nè.
way too many instances of that actually happening. Okay.
An odd occurrence.
Okay.
But now, we can take a little bit of a breath, right? What we thought initially was going to turn into a 3, maybe even 4.5k lead, now being swung over entirely.
Yeah, and Wactor, I think he did it twice. Him just using the quick sand guard in front of 3 members of CFU Gaming,
Mong
and
mấy
they're
đứa
not
si bạn.
bothered at all.
Game đi, game
They
bắt game đi
can
mũi
just
đi, game cái
tag
phải
it
nhớ
as
nè,
much
tập
as
bắt
they
á.
want. He has
Lọt
enough
lôi chích bảy
ways
con nè.
to deal with it, not even
Lọt bắt
having
gỗ
a
một
radiant
chơi một con nè, mọi
armor.
người nè.
So even without that,
Ô, hai dân
they
ham bè
don't
kì.
seem to feel the threat of OP just yet.
Yeah. You also see here the reason why Box has
Cho
been
nó
falling
là
down real
comeback
quickly
lại
to
nè,
him
mọi người.
until now. To get his
Này,
dominance
dân si
eyes,
cái
he
episode
has
nè.
forcing brushes
Dân
the
si
fleeting
episode
time, but then that's not going to do well for you if your team actually doesn't get a snowball lead.
Well, I mean, they
Ôi,
got
bọc luôn.
3 to 4, but now the fight continues as the Tsunami Slam's already been Axie finally
Đặt
able to
vào
get
cái
one ult off, but it's not enough as the Feathered Airstrike can't peel
Nó
enough.
là
The
vô
OP
mũi.
Shadow Kill will trade at least one back.
Nó là vô
Wadu
mũi.
goes down for Axie.
Yeah, and I guess that's what works for them. If they find the targets
À,
first,
đang
and
cái đó đi, lên
that's
hai da này,
not
chứ
gonna
lên
be a
hai da
problem
mũi
even if
rồi.
it's XC. We talked about this
Trên
earlier.
răng
If they have enough damage to deal with it, or if they have enough ways to hold him down before he gets to jump again, then that's
Phải
an
kêu
immediate
lên.
-1 for CFU Gaming. Now it doesn't seem like they'll have much of a problem dealing with this Lord.
Yeah, I hope we get to see Identity though save that feathered airstrike.
Just as you
Just as I say it, maybe he was just trying to poke back the game, but decided, you know what, not worth it. Detective might be a little bit too close. We might just get chained up here, then we'll have to force our ability. So we just back off. I'm okay with that. Swift Trinity now finally achieved here by C, but even before that, he was already a threat. The amount of damage that he dealt with the initial start by Boxy in that big engage before Boostgate got to slightly turn it around. Well, this small stuff now needs to be watched carefully by Kazue, who has been great this game. Deathless 4-0-2.
Yeah.
Bây giờ lá này đây
Actually,
nè.
since we're already coming to the 12th
Còn
minute
hai
of
con
the
đâu
game,
USA
I'm curious
rồi.
about the quote-unquote scaling these teams have. Double Trinity marksman's trying to go. Wait, hold on. Detective doesn't get it. Wait, he's actually getting right on top of XC here. It's a bit of an awkward position. Feathered Airstrike now coming up. XC can heal. He should be okay, but OP is making it hard. Flicker already out. Abraser's Wrap already gone. And back to the question, who scales better?
I have to say that
À, mẹ
CFU
vừa
have
vô ai sập
really
buôn
good
không?
defense,
Mẹ này,
but
mẹ
when
này,
it comes
sai,
to
sai
the
là
late
mày, sai.
portions of the
Vô ai
game
sập
and
buôn
when
không?
they go all out at once, there's so much damage to be expected from Boostgate Esports, so I might have to give it to them because you've mentioned how they haven't paid much
Nhưng mà
attention to
mày
Kazue
phải
just yet,
mơ
but in the few and the rare instances
đi
they
ra, có mẹ mơ, mơ mười cái.
actually saw Kazue go in,
Còn đi
you
ra nè,
could
mơ hai
expect
trăm
the
mơ
amount
chứ,
of
còn mơ
damage,
cho
or
anh
you
mơ
could see
còn
the
thấy
amount
đi
of
nè.
damage that's coming from him. And
À,
it's
đang
not like
cho mơ,
Identity
mày
has
còn
been
thấy mơ,
landing
còn
all
thấy
these
chung nè,
feathered
mà mày
airstrikes on the right targets just yet.
Đi
So
xa
long
nhau
as
mà
they're
mơ
able
kìa,
to
play em
accomplish
chờ,
that,
play mơ
Boostgate
thả mày.
Esports have such a high
Tao đi xin
potential
cái
in
được
the
xa
late
vậy.
game.
Yeah, you
Lên
have two
trái.
heroes on the side of Boostgate who use HP-based damage items. The Lantern with the DHS as well.
Okay, a bit of an early release of the
Yeah,
traction
me
pulsar by
clock,
OP,
yeah,
you can
man,
definitely see the idea.
clock.
But look at the waves. The waves are not in their favor. And CFU,
Yeah, yeah,
seeing that
yeah,
Moskov is on the
yeah.
opposite side, they're looking to get some posture, some territory here by neutral
Nhưng mà
ground.
hay ra.
Okay.
Very close. I was hoping Wadu would hold the bush a little bit more. No one's resetting this?
I think
Oh,
that's
man,
going to
obviously,
there we go.
man.
For what? Because XE's in, Raging Sandstorm.
Oh,
Oh, and
come
there
on,
as
come
well,
on, man.
with the help of RX in the back line with a feather, already
Okay.
with a feathered
Ooh,
airstrike as
Wadu.
well. As Wadu is able to take out two
Ooh.
with RX in between. And now Sing, 1v3, already taking out
là
traction
cú con
pulse
gì?
towards Kazue. He goes down, and Sing
Em
has
lại nó
done
nè. Ô,
more
hai
than
bài
enough
bị.
to close out this fight.
Sting fortunately had the flicker when Wactor and RX decided to go for
Yeah.
him. There was the Raging Sandstorm, there was the Blazing Duet, but he was able
Oh,
to
I
flicker
didn't buy it.
behind the wall. And now he's able to re-engage and turn things around.
And now they're trying to close out this game. Tsunami Slam already being used onto Watcore, who can't touch the wave.
Ô, mà
Not
Smith
even
lại đi em.
close. Wipeout City and CFU will take game one.
Easy. Yeah.
Kadita, for the Farsa, I think yeah, that works.
Ôi, em pi rồi.
I don't hate the plan.
There's a Kagura too, if they want it. Oh, there you go.
Really good call.
Ôi, Kadita
Really
chung.
good call. When you see Uranus, you're thinking magic, magic, magic. Whatever you can
Kadita
really
chung
double
rồi.
down on.
Yeah.
With Joy and
Vâng, cái
Kadita,
siêu
I'm
rồi.
liking CFU's composition, but it's all based on that momentum, right?
Yeah. And it's a Cho Kadita, so no one's safe. If you're Boostgate Esports here,
Nè,
they
cái
get to
này
find
support
the
kìa,
right
ri nè.
targets.
Aggressive early mà, cái này ta cho
It's
chú đi.
it's
Ôi,
an
muốn đi cứ
EXP
áo
lane
early.
that we're looking at.
Yeah,
Tôi đi
only
đợt
the
thơ vô
Filipinos are going to get the reference that I'm about to say, but see, if you are
Vâng, tôi
about
có
to take
nói gì,
Boostgate to
tôi
a
nói,
Filipino
nói.
vacation to Splash Island.
Tại cư dân lái đi.
Shout out to the Filipinos on the broadcast. I know you guys are there.
Yeah, you could search it if you're not Filipino.
Yeah.
XP lane options are still so open. Everything we mentioned are there. They just go for the safest one.
Like a Phobius.
Bia tiền.
Well, it makes
Mày lên
sense.
đây là
You
Phobius
see
nè.
the joy. You pick up the
Bạn là hai
Phobius.
gia nó lấy
Now
tiếp.
the dash is activated through.
Lên hai
Holding on to
bà,
match
con nó lên
point.
hai gia.
This could be their best shot, their
Mẹ nó
best
nào?
chance to end it here now and
Bỏ
avoid
đi.
a game
Đất này
number
đang có
3.
bạn hai gia, nhưng mà bỏ
Boostgate
hai gia mới lên hai
needs
gia
to
này, muốn lên
protect
hai gia này.
their identity
Muốn lên
if
đang
they
vơ khác, nó
want
bị
to
vơ
stand
khác.
strong.
Cái mới lên hai
Very
gia này.
early on, we see that at least both junglers are going to be starting on the same side of the
Hai
map as
gia,
side
hai gia
leaders,
bây giờ.
now taking early engagement,
Mà
which
lên
is
ông
exactly
phải đi
what you
mà
want to
hai
see.
gia này,
Boxy
chết
already
rồi.
putting down low as OP hits level 2.
Oh, that's a fast clear. Rotation probably coming in for CFU Gaming, but if it's just fast
Yeah,
rotations
play
we're
it.
talking
Chung rồi,
about, then
chung cái
that's
thơ
a
á.
farsa that you're up against. So at this point in the game, Boostgate Esports can definitely be
Mà phải đi
the
on hai giá cho mày đánh.
more aggressive team, especially if
Hai
they're
giá
constantly
với
able to
lỗ
scout where
mày
Boxy
này,
and
hai
OP
giá
are
với
like
lỗ mày
this, forcing them to
Cà
recall
sụn hai giá
even.
bị ám.
So this is something they probably want to take advantage of, but wait.
I think this is exactly what they want, right? BGT understand that, hey, actually we have better wave clear because it's a 2v2 lane. Double, concussive blast on both of these supports as well. Not to mention that generally Gathod is going to clear slightly faster than Cho, who hasn't put himself in danger.
Yeah, because the way that CFU Gaming were able to fast clear that mid wave was a bit forced if you were to look at it.
I'm so surprised that Wacker was not able to connect with the taunt. That should have been a kill, luckily. I mean, or at least minimum a flicker. That's totally true as well.
And actually was able to get the EXP from the grab. And now CFU, Boxy has to watch out for his timing when he's going to use the dashes, because X is going to have a field day in the big team fights with the Joy and the Cho around.
And I think right now the poke is so important from Hoppy. Oh, wait, even actually summoning Barbiel to get right on top of Hoppy. Birthday Yoshi into Petrify as well. Doesn't connect just yet, but with Barbiel, the extra stats is useful. Wacker about to go down. Revitalize keeps him alive and puts Detective down to 1/4 of his HP. A statement said, expectations not met just yet.
Could have been so much better for Boostgate. I think they clearly wanted to get OP without this level 4 yet.
Feathered Airstrike already out as well. There's a rough waves. It's going to be a little bit of a dance as Identity tries and holds on to his last 2 shots. Feathered Airstrike. Wadu still existing, being frustrating as Identity stuns him and moves away. It's going to be an early Purify here from Wadu on top of the concentration, but still, Boostgate Esports takes the very first turtle.
Yeah, Detective just decides to trade and take some enemy jungle camps from that. Not too much of a significant lead just yet, but this is where I feel like Boostgate might want to be a bit more cautious. At least they have the advantage now, but then CFU Gaming, they're really being keen on looking and holding these bushes where they could pass through. So fortunately, the rotations have been working out for them so far.
I like the aggression.
Yep.
I like he's not allowing Wacker to get into any good, comfortable position, and now the pressure is onto RX.
I think most people, especially for those casuals who are looking to get into professional MLBB, 80% of the game is really just posturing for better positions than your opponent. And I think that's something that most people need to get behind. Good position, good kick, but instantly canceled out the second half. Thank God for Wacker. Identity saved.
Fortunately,
I think that little snapshot is gives me an idea as to why Identity chose not to go for the Purify, because he knows that the clock can easily come in. He'd rather reposition.
Straight away, full combination with the rough waves. OP finds another kill, and this Feathered Airstrike is looking less and less impactful for the first 4 minutes of this game.
There's so much control between the Cho and the Kadita together. Identity gets away.
I'm surprised that Detective actually didn't want to go further to trade out against Identity, but I think he saw Castaway just at the edge of his screen. He's like, it's not worth the trade.
Yeah, Boxy was there to scout him out too. They're holding the brushes really, really well. So whatever we mentioned about Boostgate and their rotations earlier on seems to hold true. Placing do it already placing.
Yeah,
ult for ult.
I think at this point, I really don't want to see the carry Cloud matchup anymore, because it's just very clear all the Clouds just win against that carry.
Yeah, there's just nothing you can really do about it, especially now that it gets the hybrid lifesteal. So it's like trading is even crazier.
Oh, okay. Boxy still has the flicker, by the way. So if he did want to go for a target, then he might actually be able to reach for whoever that is.
I think Boxy was called off, but now this next upcoming fight is about to occur. Concentration has already been gone through as Wadu is kind of killed them off. Detective instantly takes out Lee's identity, gets Wactor as well, making it look easy as the entire front line ditches their mid laners. And as you can see, CFU gonna do whatever they want as they chain CC, XC to the ground. Boxy ends up getting disrespected, and finally Detective getting a killing spree. 3 kills for him in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, but Boxy standing there in front of Boostgate Esports was so deceptive because it wasn't actually him who was planning to start things off. It was Detective who just went in straight for the kill onto Identity, and everything else followed after that. So Boostgate Esports, they have more than 1 or 2 problems to think about.
I appreciate Wactor for trying to protect Identity.
Yeah.
At the end, the CFU just with their toolkit, a little bit more mobility, a little bit more annoying to catch out. It's the Kadita and the Joy. One taunt is going to be so difficult to land, so I really can't blame Wactor for not landing it.
Yep, that's why you got to deny space, and why Boostgate needed an early lead to be able to dictate the game. Because CFU Gaming, they're setting up tolls at every single intersection of this map. And Boostgate can't walk away without at least paying the price.
Yeah, so far it's only been Boxy that's been the sacrifice for CFU Gaming, and that's okay. That's all good. Oh, that's another. Yeah, I could feel the nerf, you know.
Those are the 2 overly aggressive guys at the club who are just like, what? Who's gonna flinch first? Unfortunately, there it was actually Wactor, and Boxy was just like, all right, cool story, bro.
I mean, both of them refuse to give up the space. Feathered airstrike getting called early on. I mean, yes, he'll come back up. Wait, hold on. They're going even further, forcing the rough waves early from OP. Okay, wait, hold on, because now 40 seconds till the next turtle actually spawns an XC. Force the flicker out as Detective wants to dive him. They could still dive him if they wanted to. Running out of that passive, but Kazaway is nearby. Wadu forced the ult, and now Detective must commit an all-in. Doesn't connect on his last dash, though.
Boostgate Esports, it seems like they really are trying to target OP down, but that highlight, that exchange we saw in the bottom lane really was something. Okay.
Yeah, lots of deterrence being thrown at that Kadita. The moment you see it feathered airstrike, I don't care. They just want to take out the ultimate as soon as possible.
Yeah, and the wings by wings towards the Kadita after opening of the Kadita.
All right, item list. We need to see the item list. What's going on here?
Bro, that's busted.
That was so much more damage than I thought it was going to be.
It's Genius One Rush, and then he also had Rupture with him.
Oh my goodness, and now we get into the next fight as Wactor. Again, he's already revealed all 4 members. And Steed already coming out. Another airstrike as well. Zing gets right on top of Identity. Force the flicker away into 3 as Kazaway gets kicked right into the middle of the fight. RX takes out Boxy at the very least, and that's gonna be it. Kazaway does he manage to survive? RX takes out Zing as well, and mega kill for Detective Wactor. The final man to fall down as Wadu picks up the skull. 2 for 2 trade.
That shouldn't have been a 2 for 2, but RX stood strong in that bush and got Boxy and Zing.
You know what they say about the carry and the claw when it's just the basic attack matchup that we're seeing, and without the blazing duet, RX definitely could have dealt with him. Oh, but hold on, here in the top lane.
Electrifying beats just to show who's the boss.
I feel so bad for Identity in this series. CFU Gaming have not been letting him play.
Yeah, we did kind of float around the idea of why he chose the flicker over the Purify. But if they're not able to play as aggressively or anticipate what CFU Gaming is planning to do, then it's gonna be all the more difficult that he finds the purpose in this flicker choice. Oh, the flicker.
Really good way of the dragon into the flicker, into the rough waves, petrify, follow up, perfect chain CC as Identity is able to take one and back in Detective, getting a shot down for himself as XC flickers the wrong direction. No, out of range, unable to pick up the most important kill.
Or did the Dark Wave actually land, but there was just not enough damage?
Yeah, again, they flickered in different directions here. Blazing Duet!
It's good enough, 50% of their HP in a mid-turret down.
Coi cái đội mang ngồi trên này chả cam mấy nè bạn ơi.
Identity and RX
Cái ngồi lại tầm rộng lên đi.
couldn't do anything, not even with the amount of rage that they had as they stood under that tier 1 turret in an attempt to defend it from CFU Gaming. This is a 3K gold lead that we're just talking about.
Có lẽ sao bạn
But
nói
even without all this, like the burst damage
Cái
that you could already expect, OP and detected the magic damage. And that's without single blazing to it.
Yeah, speaking about burst, Identity just built up his first main damage item. He had to go for Blood Wings first and just built up the Lightning Truncheon. So maybe now we're gonna start to feel even more damage from this Farsa, not just on the squishier members of CFU Gaming. But the problem is he cannot get into position. Detective has been stellar with his entry timing.
I mean, look at the items so far. I mean, double genius wands, right? One from OP, one from Detective. Even the MR doesn't feel that great. As Wadu, once again, is back on the peel. He doesn't mind going toe-to-toe against XC here, especially when Sing is right behind him. Look at that. XC getting put down at 10% of his HP as the Feathered Airstrike is forced out just to save his life. This is going to be a no contest very soon, but look at the position of OP. No, it's about to happen. And now RX trying to live electrifying beats was more than enough. And Kadena is out of there. OP, oh my god, he tried to outplay it, but the animation was too long.
The passive was there to make sure that OP went down before he could have even casted the rough waves. So now Identity actually picks up the kill, but that's the Lord in the hands of CFU Gaming.
Brother OP, you did not need to enter anymore.
He was...
Detective did the job. He was right, bro. Okay, fight for the purple buff. Kazooie gets his own.
Oh, they should be able to walk out of here, but now the Feathered Airstrike is being cleaned as well. The Purify nicely used by Wadu, and he survives the damage despite the empowered autos as he chases them back. Oh no, the mouse turns into the cat. Predator now turned into prey as they hold their ground into the mid lane. Notice that the orange buff is being stolen away as well as getting shoved from the top side. The continuous back and forth. Nobody will give up the territory.
Who was that zigzag walk from Wadu that we saw earlier? He was walking side to side and...
Hey, Uranus doesn't walk, he floats.
Oh, he floated zigzag.
Yes, attempting his best rendition of Thriller.
Kazooie couldn't even catch him, not even with Barbiel.
Yeah, they really need to give him a little more like movement speed when he's on Barbiel. I'm gonna be perfectly honest here. It does feel kind of slow sometimes without the Hunter Strike, but now that he's got the BRB as well as the Hunter Strike, things should even up, especially if they're low.
Oh no, that's a Wind of Nature pickup for Sing as well.
I take it back.
So, might be a bit more confident going in.
Now.
I get it because the Leomord, but I wish he packed Winter Crown instead.
And even so, Boxy is still trying to look for angles. Really good defense coming in from Boostgate Esports. They're really taking advantage of their wave clear due to Identity and Wacker, making sure that the space is going to be uncontested.
Yeah, my guess is because RX, like we saw the mini 1v1s that he's been having with RX, and when it's gets the carry and it comes to the basic attacks, it's just so hard to win against that. So maybe he's banking on that idea if it ever comes down to that, but does that...
Ouch, ouch.
He's gone. Goes forward with BMI right into Blazing Duet and in straight to the electrifying beats. Every ult under the sun, 4 members dead. Didn't even need to do much of my job to make that one happen. That's CFU, what a decisive fight.
Boxy making sure that Detective was able to walk out safely too by tanking the turret shots. It might just be it.
There it is. Right at the very end. Unbelievable. CFU, for what looked to be a stalemate, turned it to an over.
Copsray. Phải đây mời tiếp về đang mời đi đã hay mời. Sao cu lên như thật?
Siguro determination lang din
Baka
talaga.
mo din spirit.
Kasi doon nalala.
Ako mời na.
They don't have a way to stop the Yves, and I think the early stages of the game shouldn't be that bad as long as JP is able to peel off this, peel off the Hilda from actually interrupting Carl's farm.
And a gold laner.
He's hovering Alice.
There's Alice.
Yeah, Alice would be great for an EXP.
But I don't think we get to see that as much nowadays.
What's the gold laner?
The hovering Granger.
Interesting.
Okay.
Kê đang đà Clyde đời cả cái đội Liquid Champion vào lấy.
I guess this means that from TL's
quay
POV,
ra.
they're like, Sanford, they're diving you a lot, but they're also diving
Quay ra
Ohem.
thêm máu
You
thì
sit
tụi
on
kia
your
quay
own
ra thêm
island,
máu pi.
we're gonna shift all our resources
Rossi
down
quay
to
trắng
the
tay
goal
này
lane.
này.
I think you can
Hôm nay
just
nha, mày ở
you
rốt
still
lấy
slot
nhà
and
thằng
grab
này
here.
lấy.
Put the Hilda in EXP, put the CC
Rossi
and the
cái bê cái
gold,
nó
but
này.
then up against the
Brazil
Granger
lấy
might
máu
be
mày.
tough for you.
Control's also there too.
I think no matter what, you gotta have something that scales. Because this Alice is gonna be too big of a problem. Like,
Yeah.
nobody can really take her out.
Mở khe đá mong lên.
Force out the flicker from Yums.
Oh man, RNGesus gave him his prayers and sent Daddy JP, and now the real world manipulation!
Throne Ruin also used onto 2 members, but they have to get away. Crab is just a bit too much in terms of the sustain. And that's all by himself, by the way. And the real world manipulation from Stormy as they try to interrupt Carlton once again in his jungle.
Wait, decisions here.
Quay
by
ra,
SRG.
quay
So
ra.
guys,
Oh, Sanford has the flicker.
Quay
Able
ra
to get
China,
out
quay
of
ra
the
China
kill,
không?
unfortunately.
Đây mà
But
tranh
he's
thêm
really
cái tranh tranh bây giờ má
Ram
đi.
going under the
Đây bây giờ má là
turret.
tranh ở tay gồ.
He's fine.
Okay.
Both sides are not going to be able to kill each other, and that's the big problem. They
Man,
need
I
other
know.
people to get involved, and even Stormy is just like, I'm going to completely shove you out this lane. Whoever gets a lead, let's just take advantage of it, right? And even for Stormy's side, he's like, all right, sure, Cram, you can focus on getting that, but give me the gold. I want the money.
I like this rotation by Stormy. It helps
Team. Ô, anh
speed
có
up
chi đi
the
lỗ
cut.
lỡ.
He gets a little bit of
Anh có chi
EXP
đi em.
himself, and
Cái
then now
nó
they're also
xâm
going to be
lỗ.
able to get gold through the
Cái
shielding
đó
up
chỉ
top.
phải men cái này kia
Great
pin
link
sạch
up
cho
between
mua.
Graham and Stormy.
What happened to
Phải
the
men
bottom
cái
lane?
này
How is he
cái
missing
này
a full
lỡ
level
kia.
up?
Cái đại ba năng đại
Will
ba
try
năng
to
này.
steal away this purple buff. There's the better airstrike. Yums! But too much damage from Liquid. Sanji secures first blood. Thorn rolls, but he still goes down. The damage from the Yogi Shadow kill was enough.
Hắn cái file men mũi nó
RNGesus
sân
was
cram
not
cái
kind
trời
that
đại.
time.
Đi lên thử
The
đại
last
thử
one was
chơi
like, wow,
nghe
that's
luôn.
pretty lucky. This one really
Cái
unlucky.
sọn toàn cái này.
Two sides of the same coin, and the first items haven't even completed yet.
SRG still taking control of the map through the aggressive rotations. I think eventually
Yeah,
this is going
man,
to turn
team
into who
Liquid
has
is
the
so
most
happy.
more annoying EXP laner to deal with.
But it's
Either
not like
the
a low
Alice
him
or
and
the
get
Uranus. At this point,
Max
it's a
man.
little bit even.
Đừng muốn đi
Considering
đây
the
là.
damage output of the
Max man
CC
đi
on
lên
the
man,
other
click
side of the
close.
map,
Kể chưa?
the impact
Nó
of
sao
that
lại
CC
Muskel.
makes the
Muskel
impact
đi
of
tam
this
thêm này
Uranus
lên.
even all the more
Ta
evident.
biết
Guys
rằng
now
nó cái
has a Hunter
priority.
Strike as well.
Click close.
Dominance Ice on the way
Kể chưa?
still for Yums.
Close cái chi chùm rớt
Can I
đi
just
mua
say,
đi
why
mua
are we
lên
watching
nha.
this? Why are we watching that?
cái
We're
ngô
looking
hàm
at the
đi.
two fattest guys slap
Ra
each other
grenade,
around
ra
and be
grenade,
like,
ra grenade.
hey, you feel anything? Nope.
We can go elsewhere, yo.
Cái kìa phát tiếp
It's
đi.
fine.
Let's look at something
Ui,
else.
We
mua lên
know
mặt
what
man.
happens there.
Đi lên xì xì
Such
gỗ
a
lên.
dead lane. Oh, now there's something. Flicker forced out of
Lên
Oeb.
rồi.
Yeah, that's what you get for staring at Alice and Uranus too long.
Đừng ra gỗ lên.
Okay, Carl TZ forced to get out. Sick guys!
Ooh.
The flickers
Tao
are
hết
always being
experience,
forced
fighter
out.
I mean,
experience, man.
this is one of the few tactics
man,
that
Max man,
people
man.
learned quite late into the Hayabusa meta that you can actually
Sao mày
flicker
có throw lên fighter
away
experience lên, nó
from the
throw lên
Oki
cái
Shadow
em
kill,
đi.
but it's all about
That's
timing.
mine.
There's a high skill. Oh god.
No, Oeb!
Nghèo hay là khuyên bả
Might
lên.
have walked into the wrong direction. Carl TZ here gets to secure the RH buff, but now he's being chased by
Ooh,
multiple
Carl
members. The
TZ.
stun from JP, fortunately clutch, saving Carl TZ right there. But look at SRG.
Was Sky's not in turret range there? I thought
Anh
for
chứ bà
sure
lấy
he was
làm
going to
sao
take
mà
at least
lấy
one
sắp
more
anh
turret
đi
shot,
đâu.
but it looks like Ram was
Nắng
able
lên
to block it for the most part. Yums,
Anh
he's
hắn
thinking
bay
about
lại
it.
level O đây. Bay
Really
lại.
selling this. They're
SRG
really
lỗ.
selling this.
I think we need to back off.
Lấy
They're
bộ
not going to
luôn
win
mình xong
anything.
hàng
They're just
lên
standing
tìm
around.
biết
They're
ngoài
losing
phải
bot.
em.
And they
Nó
might
sân
lose
đi
this
làng
one
này
big.
dùm này là.
Oh no!
They find Sanji once again, doesn't have the flicker anymore. And now Sickeyes
Sanji,
picks
hold
up the kill. Graham chasing after Carl TZ. Sanford trying to stop him in his tracks. But just look at the amount of pressure he's able to apply. That's going to be a tier 1 in mid going over to SRG.
No, this is actually not good. Team Liquid doesn't usually play like this, but it looks like the conditioning from game 1 and 2 is definitely
SRG
kind of
way
dampened
early
the
to
senses
stop it.
down here. And SRG are getting away with a little too much. More than I am comfortable with, as much as I want to see, you know, my countrymen do well. I think that Team Liquid, they're kind of dropping the ball. Like, they're making some weird motions across the map, especially like Sanji's rotations back into mid. Why is he not taking safe paths?
Yeah, they're usually better at man marking, while Selangor Red Giants have taken control of this game through fantastic rotation and good timing and a great understanding of the tendencies of their opponent. Sanji again!
Oh no, doesn't
By
have the
Sanji,
Wings
wait.
anymore. Now Cram once again zoning out 3. 𝐸𝐻EV forced to run under the turret, while up top it seems like 𝐖𝐞𝐻𝐬𝐢𝐭𝐞 is finding another kill. Throne of Ruin committed by Sanford, but does he have enough resources to deal with his Hayabusa? He has to watch Shadow once again, and that's a killing spree for 𝐸𝐞𝐻𝐬𝐿𝐴.
I think they're a little bit tilted at this point. A lot of aggression coming from the side of Team Liquid. Unnecessary at that.
Yeah, no, it's getting to them. It's really starting to sting because Salina Red Giants, they've already made the mistakes. It's too late to take it back. But at this point, playing from behind feels really, really bad because this is exactly what SRG has been looking to do. If anybody's able to win a lane, you start feeling the influence spill over. And I think it started too early on for the side of SRG for Team Liquid to stop until roughly, I would say, give it about 13 minutes. At the 13-minute mark, let's double check.
SRG have been nothing short of just fantastic. I think this is another MVP performance on the way for 𝐸𝐻𝐬𝐢𝐭𝐞. He's been given a lot of information and he's made the most out of it every time. Shadow kill has been on point over and over again. 3 kills under his belt, but all of them incredibly impactful. Now up to a Malefic Roar as well. The rush. JP's gonna melt, Sanford's gonna melt, and we could be looking at SRG making it to the knockouts before Team Liquid does.
Gonna take a bit more time, especially for 𝐸𝐻EV, who is now 2 levels behind them in the scent. If we were to look at it, just in terms of gold, that there's a lot of catching up to do. But it's not like Team Liquid can just really freely go for whatever big play that they want, unless... Oh no, JP, down bottom? Just glorious pathway just to escape. You hear that scream?
Yeah. You hear the one audible person. The back, they were so nervous about it. Yeah. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, this is quite a clencher if you are a fan of SRG as well as TL. Oh, this is gonna escalate.
Okay. Oh, feathered airstrike used by Sanji, but he has to be wary of 𝐸𝐻𝐬𝐢𝐭𝐞. He was looking at him right there. This is a lord that SRG will potentially secure for themselves after zoning out the members of Liquid so well. Innocent jumping in under the turret. Throne of Ruin used by Sanford. Catching too, but there's the real world manipulation from Storm. Perfectly positioned as well as they hunt down 𝐸𝐻EV into the back line. Carl TZ, will he be able to look for the trades? It seems like the damage is not enough just yet. Sanford will try to look for whatever he can, but now there's 2 members on him, and that's another mega kill for 𝐸𝐻𝐬𝐿𝐴.
I gotta give it a Cram. He's playing a near perfect game and a beautiful engagement from Sanford. Don't get me wrong, but he completely negated 𝐸𝐻EV's existence, blocking every projectile with his body, completely zoning him out of the fight while still maintaining damage against both Sanford, Sanji, and 𝐸𝐻EV.
Filipino sniper has been shut down 2 games in a row now by Salina Red Giants. Innocent's curtain calls have been well timed as well. And now Liquid can just stand and watch. We'll try to defend the shield for 𝐸𝐿𝐴. Also on this hill there has been a nuisance. Though low-key is the impact, you can feel it when the bodies start dropping on the side of Liquid. SRG closing to an 8,000 gold lead.
Skypiercer picked up by 𝐸𝐻𝐬𝐿𝐴 as well. Now all their base turrets are going to be exposed, and they'll have to struggle just to clear out this potential usage coming from SRG. Standing in front of everybody! A perfect real-world manipulation catching 𝐸𝐻EV. Shadow kill committed as well. There's the Phantom Execution. They have to pay attention to the Lord first before anything else. And it will get access to the base, but they get to take it down. But they might have to say goodbye to the only shields and potentially more. Throne of Ruin committed by Sanford, stunning them. But look at that stun from JP! It's a shutdown over to Team Liquid.
Beautiful stuff coming in from Team Liquid side. Cram, he's not going to take too much damage. He's just going to walk away. But this completely shuts down the secondary push. As now the holy shieldings are completely gone. This second Lord is going to be do or die for Team Liquid as they find themselves in the exact same position as they were, if not worse, from game number 2.
Someone tell Team Liquid 𝐸𝐻EV that he's got the last in right now. He just keeps getting caught way too easily.
Carl TZ, oh, the stun lands onto Cram. He just gets to dance around all that. They don't seem to have enough ways to deal with this Uranus just yet.
Oh no. Cram has completely outscaled them. They just don't do enough at this stage of the game. And even for Sanji as well, right? He has to make sure that he buys anti-heal. But now that he's got the Genius one, it's like, yes, he can do a little bit of damage, but it's too late. You already have so much MR on your side. And a whopping 2.1k lead individually.
They all have to scramble to build magic defense, but no one is answering the physical damage of the Hayabusa CC and the Hilda. There's not a single anti-crash or dreadnought armor on the side of Team Liquid. They couldn't build it.
No, Glorious Pathway committed. Sanford doesn't need to use the flicker anymore to set up. They might just have to run away from this for now. Innocent, though, has his eyes set on this Alice. Now the flicker is used just to escape. And JP, the Revitalize had to be committed as well.
Worth it. Now they can guarantee a no contest on that Lord or force a fight by it. And you can see that TL, they're so worried. They know that if this Lord gets taken, it's game over as they're too far behind. And Stormy, he's making sure, not revealing himself, but ensuring that key points of the map are locked off.
Okay. Oh, no. It's called by Cram once again. How do you position yourself in this kind of situation, Carl Teasy? He just wants to get this purple buff, but even that gets denied. Another perfect curtain call coming in from Innocent. Now there seems to be a bit more damage coming in, but when you see Liquid forced to run away, they just can't commit.
Giant Red Giants now looks like they're basically working on a taxing system. Moments! That could have been a moment, but they want more with the Lord in hand, and Stormy now finally has the lantern. All these tanks don't mean much.
Will Team Liquid be able to hold on? There's no marksman on the side of SRG, but it's a different story. SRG have taken the definitive lead without a marksman, with great early to mid-game play. Now Liquid, they have their Granger. Is it enough? Is the Farsa damage enough? The answers to those questions have to be yes if they want to be able to hold on. But all signs are pointing to SRG being able to make it to the knockouts first, winning this game 3. Let's see.
What will they try to approach first? Sakai is using the Quad Shadow already. They will be dealing with the minions in the mid lane first before they transition towards the Lord up top. And they seem to have managed it to some extent. But does SRG want to go for another attempt? There is a way for Liquid to set things up, but the curtain call was already committed. There's the real manipulation once more. It's countered by the Federal Airstrike, but Sanji has nowhere to run. Fortunately, uses the Wings by Wings to fly away. But the drone catches Sakai's. Sanji's still alive. Liquid defend.
This is the perfect scenario for Liquid. They now get to come back into the game. Now Sanji can get his third item and you have some real damage for the upcoming fight. But at the very least, they don't lose anything off of this.
That was so close. Like, Sanji had 2 members on him, but he waited until the very last second before he wings by wings down.
Yeah, it's going to be a long climb back for Liquid though. SRG still holding the definitive lead, but that will help. See, Halberd already built up by OHEB. Carl Teasy gets his orange buff, and I will be back to once again to a counter defensive positioning. Again, the problem with a lineup that doesn't have a traditional marksman is now going to be felt by SRG. If Liquid hold out even longer, then this game is going to get harder and harder for SRG to end.
Yeah, and that's the scary part, right? We need SRG to close out the game while they still have this 6.8k on their side. It's a lot of money, but just notice, like Cram is like, yes, I'm quote-unquote indestructible, but at the same time, I'm realizing that Lancelot is kind of doing a lot of damage with the Divine Glaive, with at least the Endless Battle. But with the Divine Glaive already completed by Sanji, right? Even if he builds more MR, it's not going to do him much good.
See Halberd as well for Innocent. Full build now for this CC, and Team Liquid are going to be in a world of hurt. It's understated, but the sudden spike, very late game from a CC with the C Halberd is busted.
Should not be fair.
Yeah, and we get to see the constant Hylos plus X curtain call happen multiple times.
Lately, it's been a little bit more of like either Alice plus X or even Lancelot plus X, because Carl Teasy trying to get close and deal damage. The moment Innocent sees him, it's just like curtain call. And then if Carl Teasy tries to get away from it, at the end of the animation, it's going to be someone else linked to that curtain call because he tried to get away.
Yeah, it's just, there's not a lot of counterplay to it. You really just have to like micro your way out of this, and I think that's the beauty of the— oh, wait!
They're actually bursting down Grab! JP with revitalized, but Doom sends the guys from behind. Might look for other targets as much as they can. Stormy gets to find the kill on JP, but the Yogi Shadow kill is already committed. They split the damage, but Sekai's is still after Carl. But Carl
mày.
gets to run away.
Ôi, khó kia bạn.
Doesn't land.
Ôi, nhưng mà mình.
Sanji's down.
À, tay.
OHEP doesn't get to escape. Carl is all alone.
Ôi,
Sanford has to recall, but
À, được.
Carl is still alive, but can he handle this?
Sanford
này,
still
ngồi
running
em,
back
em,
to the
em,
base.
em,
Carl
em.
TZ suddenly comes out revitalized and rejuvenated.
Ui, chứ
Forces
đã.
Humes back. Liquid still in this.
Why wasn't there a call to close out the game? I guess they understood that Sanford was able to buy some time, and now they need to guarantee this. The guys have 50% and fallen.
Okay. Will they actually still try to go out?
If Carl gets this, no way.
Stormy has another real-world manipulation available. Phantom
Oh, no more
Fusion
Phantom.
just
He's
to
dead.
escape.
Oh!
He gets stunned. Thorn
Ui,
Rose,
bọc
but
là
there
bọc.
is no way out. Sanford and JP have to return to the base.
That's Lord going over to the side of SRG. Carl TZ caught out. And a great angle from Sakai's. Great, honestly, amazing stuff from Innocent to block. He understands he's not just the marksman, he's more.
Okay. Right there, strike.
Cục ban nó sẽ tiếp.
They clear the waves as much as they can, but this is just the beginning. There's a Lord Siege upcoming from SRG2. But Carl will be able to get back in the game 8 seconds before he gets back.
Án nó lọt nó án đi.
How long though?
I have a feeling this
Oh,
game's
no,
gonna go
big
on
ad.
way longer than we realize.
For sure. Because right now SRG,
And
the big
defense,
thing
you
is
know,
that their wave clear
big
sucks,
double.
and all of their main damage dealers who have physical damage need to walk up to the crystal in melee form.
Not a lot of immortalities left up, but they left a minion wave up top.
Oh no.
We're gonna have to clear it.
Okay.
Not a lot of immortalities on the board. Only both roamers have their
Not gonna
immortality.
happen.
Sanford doesn't have it. Cram doesn't have it.
Gotta breathe for a second here. They're not going to initiate until that Lord starts knocking on that base. Now the real question is whether or not they want to sync up these waves, because they're letting this Lord slowly push in as Yums is trying to clear it up. They've got almost a sync, half a second delay.
Oh,
Ui,
oh,
damage.
the damage from Innocent is a bit too much.
Nice,
But
damage.
there's Strike Out. He's trying to hunt down Stormy, forces out the real-world
Oh,
manipulation, and he
oh,
successfully finds it. Does Team Liquid have what it takes to actually
À, ngồi hay ra
win
mày.
the game? And it seems like they do.
They pull back, and it's great.
Ooh,
Innocent's
aye,
still
aye.
there, but there's not enough minions.
Innocent,
Oh,
tries to run away, but Sanford catches him. He has two
Ui,
members on him,
CC.
but he will go down. There's one minion
Mày mà
left in the
CC mày
wave
là đi
completed
point
mid. Team Liquid have to defend again.
Ôi, án
Innocent
sẽ
still
thấy
had the vengeance. No wonder
Rồi,
Sanford
án
couldn't
đi.
finish him off. The minion waves will get cleared up
Án
though.
nó án trao án
But
này.
Liquid are just barely holding on every single time, every
Cho nó
time.
cho lại.
But it's not yet their
Vô bạn.
time, as SRG will have to try one more time to end it.
Now it's dead even. Despite SRG having every single one of these structures, they need all 5 members alive and taking out a 2-for-1 trade each and every time if they want to punch above their weight. The biggest issue we're seeing so far, Sakai, he's trying so hard to get into that backline. He's actually getting caught out. JP has got his number. Samford has got his number. Even Sanji has his number when it matters the most. This lead that we see, this 5.8, it's just extra money for SRG to try and item swap to make the difference.
Folks, welcome as we get closer to the 20th minute mark. We're all on the edge of our seats.
We aren't even sitting on our seats.
There's no point. There's no point. I mean, I can sit on it. I'm the analyst, man. I'm having the time of my life. And I also need to pee. But I need to watch this game. With full items all across the board. I am a little curious about how many stacks OHEV
same.
has. Same goes for Sakai's, which I'm pretty sure he got reset like 3 different times. So I'm thinking I'm guessing 20-something, 21?
I'm guessing it's somewhere around 40 because there's a lot of times where there are a
Một
lot
tí
of...
xí mũi bên này.
There's still a good
Yeah,
amount of
cái
health
này,
on
cái
the side of Liquid, but during the shadow kill animation, they just drop like flies. SRG are going to be looking to rush this
Is he
Lord. They have great positioning. Yums, man marking Innocent, the damage
Holy
again, making
shit.
JP melt.
Oh, Sanford tries to look for both of them.
Oh, no.
Throne of Ruin committed.
Wow.
Stun through, but the real manipulation. Catches
Ôi,
him.
ngồi hai da đi.
He gets bursted down just like that.
Hai da đi
by
luôn
OHEV.
mấy đó.
Oh my goodness, Sanji and OHEV
What
just
the
shared
fuck?
the same brain
What the
cell,
fuck?
targeted the same guy, blindfolded. A good attempt, but now it gets even scarier.
Goodness.
Still a lot of minion waves coming in for SRG. Marked very well. Yums even guiding the minion waves up top. Sanford forced to scramble. They see Stormy. They force him out. Sanji already flickered forward. He's greedy.
Okay, Stormy has the immortality. Yumes, tries to stun Sanji, but he has the winter crown. JP mortality pop might not get this. The waves up top. The base. They have to clear the base. Crab is denying them of actually defending this. Pops the immortality from Moab. Sanji trying to help up as much as he can. Secures the Lord.
Crazy falls. Yumes takes him down. There's still a lot of minion waves in for
How much time? 12 seconds. The Lord spawn.
Liquid has the Lord. They can't march out with it, but the SRG might just be able to stop it as it marches out.
Okay, they have to deal with the waves. They have to deal with the waves first.
Spawning. It's too late. It's too late. They have to back off here. An amazing defense, an amazing attack coming in from both of our teams as finally the score evens up 8-16. Look at that gold lead. 6K turning down back into 1.9.
We didn't get to see how he did it, but Easy getting the Lord
Yumes once again stunning Oheb. Sakai's trying to follow up with the Throne of Ruin. Might just make it in time. Immortality pop for Yumes. Sanford will be the trade, but they get to survive. No one knows down just yet from SRG.
No.
Sanji, will he actually be able to finish off the kill? It might not be him. It's gonna be JP.
Well played coming in for Team Liquid. They're trading bodies to buy time, and right now time is everything that they need other than a wave clear. That's good enough. And so guys, you'll be able to clear this out. He's fast, but honestly, Liquid really showing some grit.
They are holding on by their fingertips every time. 44 stacks on the side. There's 714 on the passive. And there are no first-tier towers down just yet on the side of SRG. It has been 23 minutes of Selangor Red Giants domination. And more than half of that is them being unable to end this game number 3.
It's the nature of the composition. Their wave clear has never been their strong point. Snowballing is, but closing out a game requires different tools which they don't have access to. However, Team Liquid, they're very good at sieging. They have the exact tools, but they need to get all the way to the enemy inhibitor if they want to enact that plan. Up until this point, they're just waiting for SRG to fight around this Lord because they know that's the only thing they care about now.
Not a single turret down from SRG. Team Liquid are really banking on that possibility that they get to win a fight and just take it straight from there. But does SRG, or will they even allow it to happen? Oh, the Veteran Strike's dealing a bit too much damage. Glorious Pathway also, but then 𝐞𝐿 fortunately still makes it out alive. JP will be gone for this Lord take, however.
Okay, alright. Some pretty big ultimates already out. Sanji should be
này
able to
chẳng
get
lẽ
back
như
up
chưa
for
đòn
this
này
upcoming
coi
fight. And I
người
think that 𝐞𝐿
một
he's
stack
on his run. He's on the run. Yep. He bought rapid boots. He needs to get there.
Okay, 𝐞𝐿, what is he gonna do and what he's gonna try to do? Showdown onto Innocent.
Oh my God!
Welcome from Sanford. Oheb is down though, but Stormy's next on the list for Carl. Sanford finds the kill on Sakai's as well, but Sanji's all alone here up top. Does he have a place to run? He might not actually get home, and Cram will take the kill.
It's not over yet.
It's not
no
over.
one wants to give this up. What it means. These are two teams who are not facing elimination, but a Giant and a Titan looking to make it to the knockouts.
Okay, Cram and Yumes deny the objective from Liquid. Sanford and Carl trying their best. He gets to secure the purple objective, but they do not allow them to secure the Lord.
They can't afford it. And the problem is that Liquid doesn't have some extra time to just breathe, right? Just find that moment to be able to start pushing back against their opponents. Because their waves, the maintenance, the chores, the duties is just too high. But though, we do see that 𝐞𝐿 has to give up the Lord because he's just too strong right now. We're going for another 5v5, man.
But now they have space. Stretching out the minion waves, Oheb can be left behind to clear up the bot. I thought 𝐞𝐿 would actually try to continue forcing the minion wave to push into the top turret just so they have a little bit more space to work with. But it seems they're not going to be able to get just that. This is how massive the SRG lead has. Look, the gold is now towards Team Liquid, but the map is still SRG coded.
Yeah.
Until they can get towers down, Liquid will feel like they're just bumping their head into a wall JP forced to use the glorious bathroom to
เอา
get
นี่ยับเลย
away
จุ๊บซีซี
safely.
ดีไฟหรอ
This is the first time I've ever seen both of these
I don't
teams
think I'll do
genuinely
I'll do
play
you
scared.
chạy
Like they're
chơi
actually nervous to walk up into these bushes. They're actually
Ui, cái
nervous
bà
to
lên
take
cái này.
any little bit of damage because
Chú
that
phí
could
thì tạo
be
đi
the
vậy, chú phải
game-winning
chụp
play.
Okay. Oh, the stun from Sanji.
Oh,
Look at
Sanji.
Yums. Yums finds him as
Look
well, and
at
he has
man.
no way to escape. That's Sanji gone for Team Liquid.
Careful. Keep your eyes on Carl. If he steals this, they might have just bought themselves another
cái
5
này.
minutes.
Okay. Okay, Sanford finding targets, and
Ôi.
that's gonna be Innocent. Innocent
Mà
trying
phi
to
được
escape
một
this. The
cái
guy's
này.
going in, but the Ogi Shadow kill. Does OM survive? He
Ôi,
somehow
hai
still
bạn. Ui, ui,
does.
phi.
But Yums and Sakai's are on him,
một
and now he doesn't. JP tried to run away.
Sa tốt
Immortality pop. But then that's
Chạy ra pha
it.
xa
3
này.
members are down for Liquid.
And then there were two Yums out going
Mà
after
sao đi ơi, cái
Sanford.
chập bàn mua bây
Sanford
giờ.
gets away. SRG still has the lead. Only 2 members of Liquid. SRG looking to end it
Thôi
here.
đó, tụi
They're
bay game.
excited. They're excited, but they also know that they're capable of many things, and Carl will try his damnest to defend this base.
He dodged the stun from Yums, but then that's about it. Not for long. The Apex Predator all alone
mày
trying
ra,
to
người ta
prolong
phản
the
cho- ui,
siege.
mà Phi.
Has the immortality,
Bên đâu,
dealing with 4 members all
đâu.
at once, but they will
Bên
not
đâu.
pay attention to him anymore. Winter Crown play,
Đại kèo
but
à.
that's it for this game. SRG are going.
តានេះយើងឡាយតែប៉ុណ្្នឹងមកនេះណាតាចាំជុំគ្នាថ្ងៃស្អែកគឺយើងឡាយគូសៀអាយុនេះថ្ងៃស្អែកគឺយើងឡាយគូសៀអាយុហើយចាំជុំគ្នាថ្ងៃស្អែកគឺយើងឡាយគូសៀអាយុចាបាយបាយ guys good night ទាំងអស់គ្នាយើងឡាយតែប៉ុណ្្នឹងមកចាំជុំគ្នាថ្ងៃស្អែក good night ទាំងអស់គ្នា thank you so much guys for donation ក៏ដូចជា for សម្រាប់ការ share live stream ហើយការមើល live stream បាយបាយ guys